Are we live now? Hello? Test mic. I think we're live now. Hi. Welcome back to the Executive English Crew. So you might already know that we already uh, changed channel. So we had that channel since 2017, and most of the subscribers there are parents because we're doing read aloud for kids. But in this channel, we're going to focus on you, young professionals, business executives, and business owners who would like to up their game. So you might be a university student who would like to develop your skills, your English skills. And in this channel, we're going to focus more on business English and how to sound more professional. So today we're breaking down three common, tricky phrasal verbs that professionals misuse. So most of us, we are knowledgeable when it comes to phrasal verbs. Most of you, you have this vocabulary list that you memorize every day. And most of the time, you relate these vocabulary words to each other. So you might have like a theme about travel and you have phrasal verbs around that topic. But in this scenario, we're going to talk about the phrasal verbs that are related to executive English or business English. And most of the time, when you misuse the phrasal verbs that you think are okay, you might be viewed as someone less competent or maybe not too professional because there are phrasal verbs that are too casual. So I'm not saying that they are wrong, but it gives you a stronger backbone or something like a stage where you can establish yourself or show yourself as someone with authority. So we would like to change your perspective when it comes to conversational English. So for conversational English, it's okay to use these phrasal verbs. So the first one is to put off. Are you familiar with this? I'm sorry. That's the second one. Let's start with the first one, to bring up. So when you say you bring up something, I would like to bring up an issue about my salary or about the budget. So you can say that you are bringing up an issue or a problem with a relationship with your colleagues or your boss. So what's the problem with bring up? Bring up is okay, but it can what? It can sound too casual. So bring up is informal and sounds conversational. So that's fine if you're talking to a friend, to a dorm mate, maybe you're studying abroad and you would like to have a connection with them. It's okay to use bring up. That's fine. But it might sound too casual for some people in the corporate world. So if you have a boss who is a bit formal or stiff, you might want to learn how to use formal language. So instead of uh, bring up, what do you say? So you say, I want to bring up the budget now, bring up the issue. So you can say, I would like to raise the issue of the budget now. I would like to raise the issue. So you sound more executive that way. Or you can also say, let's introduce the budget discussion. Yeah, so that sounds more formal, more executive. Okay, so an executive raises or introduces a topic to give it the proper weight and formality it deserves. Yeah, so if you notice in our previous lectures, we said that sometimes people hate dead air. So if you're working on uh, the radio, so people there Like DJs, they hate dead air. But in business, sometimes you need to master the pause. Okay, so if you notice, some people are studying the speeches of people who talk publicly, like you know TED Talk, right? So if you search TED Talk on YouTube, you will notice that these executives, they have this particular pause, and it's powerful. It doesn't sound awkward. Sometimes it's intentional. You study how to pause because you need to give emphasis to the right words, to give weight to the words that you're saying. Okay, so number one is to bring up. So instead of to bring up, I would like to raise the issue of the budget now. Okay, so see, I gave emphasis to the word now. So you have authority. Now, that's the phrasal verb number one, to bring up. And number two, to put off. Okay, what is to put off? So instead of saying, you might say, we need to postpone the presentation until next week, or we need to defer this action. That is the, I'm sorry, that's the executive or the right way of saying it. But when you use put off, you say, we need to put off the presentation until next week. So that's very informal. So when you say put off, you might have an image of procrastinating all the time. You're a procrastinator. Yeah. when I hear the word put off or phrasal verb put off, it's like you tend to procrastinate or delay things intentionally, and it does not look good in the eyes of the big bosses, those in the C suite. If you're familiar with the C suite, these are the positions with the word chief in front, like chief executive officer, chief financial officer. So we don't want to look like a procrastinator in the eyes of the upper management. So to put off suggests a simple delay without a clear strategic reason. Postpone or defer are formal scheduling terms that signal planned efficiency and control. So you want to sound better by saying the phrase, we need to postpone the presentation until next week. Postpone is the right word. Or you can say, we need to defer this action. All right, so that's fast. We're already in number two. Now, the last one is to look into. Okay, what's wrong with to look into? Again, conversational English, it's fine. But formal English, it might sound weak. So, what's the mistake or possible mistake, or how do you sabotage your career by using this? So when you say, I will look into that client's request later today, again, you sound like procrastinating, like you would like to delay something. What's the right way of saying it? You say, I will investigate that client's request later today. So it sounds uh, that you own the problem or the issue or the challenge. I will examine the client data. Yes, that's more formal and acceptable in the ears of the executives. Okay, I will investigate that client's request later today, or I will examine the client data. So it sounds more formal. Again, for look into, when you say to look into, it lacks commitment. So every time that you say something in the corporate world, you should be thinking that you are always accountable. Accountable. Yeah, in American pronunciation, you say accountable, accountable, and in some areas, you say accountable. So both are fine. So it lacks commitment. You sound like you're not committing to the task. So look into is vague and suggests a casual inspection, not a serious commitment to a deep review or solution. Investigate or examine, promise a thorough, high stakes action. So that's the keywords. Those are the keywords. Investigate or examine. Right. So if you master these speaking style, you will sound more authoritative or someone with a power or authority. And if the upper management sees that, like every word you own it and you feel that you're always accountable for everything that you say, the upper management will notice that and they might consider you for a raise or maybe transfer to another department or to the upper level. Who knows, you might be someone in the C suite level. Now, if you're already in that position, so these are the right way of saying the the phrases or communicating with your colleagues. So instead of sounding conversational, like to bring up, to put off, and to look into, at least you have other options of communicating it well with your bosses or the executives. Now, I think if you reach this far in our live session today, I know that you're serious with your English proficiency. And we know that in English proficiency or developing your your foundation, it is very important to converse with someone like either face to face or across the web. And according to case studies, it's better to learn with someone you can connect to. Like you can talk about anything, about different cultures and different experiences. So if you are very serious with your English, don't forget to send us a message. So we also have free coaching session, like a 45-minute strategy call, and I'm going to link the the in the description below. Okay, there's a Calendly link that I created, and you can choose the schedule based on your availability. So don't be afraid to send us a message. You can also go to our website. That's thenglishcrew.com/contact. Okay, and we're going to have multiple live sessions like these in the coming days. So I'll see you in the next live session. Bye.